Today in the Boot Guide, we are looking at the medium waxed gear bag by Saddleback Leather Company. So when I was in the market for a new bag, something to carry my camera gear around, something to carry some food around, something to carry some water around, something just to hold all the stuff that I got to hold that doesn't fit in my pockets, well, I didn't want to carry a backpack and I didn't want to carry something that was made out of nylon anymore. So Saddleback Leathers came through with this beautiful waxed cotton canvas bag. Now this is a 24-ounce waxed canvas bag, and if that doesn't mean nothing to you, that's fine, because most people don't understand about the weights of fabric anyway. But let me just tell you, this baby's heavy. And if you've never heard or had any experience with waxed cotton before, and a reference point that I want to use is to imagine a military bag that you would have found as a kid. Say it was from the Korean War, World War II, or even Vietnam. They had all kinds of little bags that you would find in the Army Navy surplus stores. You remember the smell on those things? You remember how the canvas just felt like it was falling apart and was crap? Well, when you wax your canvas and you use really good heavy-duty canvas, this thing's going to last you the rest of your life. The fabric that Saddleback is using is beautiful. Absolutely amazing. The craftsmanship, the sewing, everything that goes into making this bag makes it one of a kind. It makes it a very unique bag out there in the fantastic world of shoulder bags. Let's start with the strap. Let me just point out a few details on the strap, okay? So the thing about the strap is when you get this strap new, when this comes out of the box and you first get your Saddleback bag out of the box from the company, this piece of leather right here, this is stiff. This is a hard, uncomfortable piece of leather. This thing digs in on the first few weeks that you're wearing it. But I can testify after 6 weeks now, when I put my bag on with my strap, it goes right where I want it to. No matter what the volume is inside the bag, whether it's a light day and I just got a few things in there, or whether the bag is completely loaded up, the strap now has the memory to the shape of my shoulder. And I kind of contribute that to getting stuck in the rain a few weeks back. The really first good soaking me in the bag got, I got stuck taking the train back from downtown, and when I get off the train, it's a mile walk from the train to my door. And I had to walk in a downpour, no umbrella, no nothing. The bag was dry inside, soaked outside, of course, or let's just say it was wet, because it wasn't completely soaked since the inside was dry. I was completely soaked. This strap was wet. The leather, not soaked, it was wet. It did start to penetrate. And I didn't do anything to it, and I realized I probably should have taken care of this better, but it's shaped wonderfully. Now the strap itself and the hardware is a folded over strap, so this thing is durable. There is enough thread and enough stitching in this strap that you are never going to have to worry about this thing breaking. Now the actual hardware, well, it's tough. It's heavy duty. That's some fantastic hardware right there. Really big, really beefy, really strong, and a really good place to tuck your keys in when you are on the road. All right, so now the bag, this closing system. Yeah, this is a little, I don't know, it's kind of 60s-ish, it's kind of hippie-ish, whatever, but it works. And you know what? It is really nice, especially when you get used to opening and closing this thing. You can do this just from memory. You don't need to watch what you're doing anymore to get in and out of your bag once you get used to it. Now inside the bag, like I said, this is the medium bag. This isn't the big one. This is the medium-sized one. Now it's not huge, but there is a lot of space. And you will find a few things inside, especially if you're carrying tech gear and whatnot. There are a few exposed pieces of rivets inside the bag that, well, you got exposed metal, so you probably want to keep cases or keep your tech gear into something so it doesn't get all scratched up or dinged up when you're moving around with the bag. Since it is metal, and every so often a little piece of metal is going to scratch something that's either made out of plastic or whatnot. Now for pockets, you've got this top pocket here, and you got two pockets on the inside here that are probably the size of my 3 fingers bent over. I found that I can hold either my Leatherman if I don't want it in my pocket. If I want to carry a knife in my pocket, I can keep my Leatherman inside there, or I can keep a small little Manfrotto tripod that I use tucked down deep inside there. Now on the side of the bag, I got these little pockets on the side, and I found these to be the best place to tuck my keys. I even added a few extra loops to my keys so they kind of sit down in there, nice down inside there, and I can just clip that right onto that nice heavy piece of hardware. Now before I get to this heavy duty back of the bag, let's look at this handle. The handle is completely unique. So as you're walking around and you got your bag all loaded up with your stuff, it goes flat. But once you grab it, it moves just enough in order to create a really nice, comfortable top handle, which is something that you don't really find in a lot of bags. Usually they put on a very small rope style handle that kind of cuts in. I mean, you gotta think that a guy could load up this thing, whether it's with tools or electronics equipments or just books for a student who's in school. You could have this thing weighing in at 35, 45 pounds easily. So having a little piece of rope for a handle ain't gonna cut it. Saddleback. They rivet in the top of the handle and the two sides that the T passes through. So that thing is staying in place. No matter what you throw at it, you're gonna have this thing in place. This little bull ring up on the top has turned out to be extremely handy, extremely useful. At first I was like, oh, maybe I should cut that off. I find myself using this thing so much. I have a carabiner that I wrap through there now so I can hang it off a doorknob. Awesome. This is genius, this little piece. This thing is thinking this is genius. Now, the back leather piece, well, at first, this is kind of uncomfortable. Until you soften this up and you walk around with it, this is going to be a little uncomfortable. But once that happens, this thing really becomes nice. And it also doubles as a pocket, as somewhere to slide a magazine or some paperwork or whatever you've got in your hand that you just need to get out of your hand. I found myself at times shoving my coffee cup back there in order for me to get on and off the train. Pretty damn nice, I mean, must say. So the other thing about the bag is people compliment it all the time. I've had a lot of guys while I was wearing it, as I would never expect coming up to another guy and saying, hey, nice bag, say, hey, nice bag. Like, where'd you get it? What is it? You know, because I think just the detailing, the strength, what's built into the bag really shines through. And everybody needs a good bag, especially if you're a commuter. If you're not driving your car from point A to B, if you're taking public, or if you're just on and off planes and trains, you gotta have a good bag. Let's put this thing down on the table and let me show you a couple different configurations on just so you get a good idea what the volume is inside this thing. Because at first when I pulled it out of the box, I was like, that's way too small. I can't do nothing with this. But once I started to figure out just what I could do with it and what I couldn't do with it, I really did appreciate everything that went into making this thing. All right, let's go over a couple ways of loading this bag so I can show you exactly what it holds and what it doesn't hold, what it can hold, and what, with a little finagling, you can really do with this thing. Okay, first thing, let's get rid of the strap because we don't need the strap to show you how it loads up. Now, opening up the bag, you'll see that there is space. There's room in there. You can get some stuff in there. So let's first load it up as if I were a student. You got to imagine, even though with iPads and everything else, they are still giving out textbooks, correct? So we got a couple textbooks. There's still space in there with those textbooks. You know, there's still enough volume in there. Now, since I'm a student, I mean, what student do you know that doesn't have a set of headphones, right? So we got some headphones in there. Moving stuff up and down. Still got some room in there. Might even be able to fit in a 13-inch laptop or Chromebook, however you want to say it. Chromebook going in. Chromebook is going in. Look at that. So inside here right now we have 2 textbooks, a Chromebook, a set of full-size over-the-ear headphones, a water bottle, close it up, and with all that stuff in there, I'm still only hitting the second rung. Boom. Nice. So this configuration would be for a student. As you can see, I mean, there's some stuff in there. Like I said, that handle, when you grab that handle, it really, really works. Having that leather back with this thing completely loaded really makes that handle also work. All right, so now let's load it up with the idea that you work in an office and you're kind of like a tech guy. All right, you're the main technician, you're the IT guy. All right, so let's load it up with that sort of idea. So you're gonna need room for a couple of important things, especially if you're a tech guy. You're gonna need room for a tablet and a laptop, because if you're one of those guys, you're carrying around both of these devices, plus your phone. So something that I did find is that inside the second pocket, like I said, there's metal that lines the back end of this, which is what's holding the leather in place, that when I would carry my tablet with me, I had my wife make me a nice little canvas bag to match this canvas bag to keep my tablet in so it doesn't get scratched up as I keep it back there. Now, tablet's in there, Chromebook, laptop, whatever you want to call it, that's in there. So I have both of those things. So a lunch container. This is a 6-cup Pyrex lunch container, microwave ready lunch container. All right, glass. Not plastic, glass. So there's some weight here. Empty, this thing has got some weight. This isn't like a chunk of plastic. We got that in there. Water bottle, regular 32-ounce water bottle. We still got space. We got space for the Leatherman down the side, like I said, fits right down in that side pocket. Just for argument's sake, we got the tripod. That's fitting in there. My keys, well, that goes on the outside, so that doesn't take up any volume inside there. Now, since I'm going to be taking the train with this, let's see, I'm going to flap it over. Where are we landing? We're landing on the first hole. You slide that through, and there you go. So we've got a tablet, we got a laptop, we got a tripod, a Leatherman, we've got a 6-cup lunch container and a water bottle, and we're in there. It's got some weight to it. I mean, it's heavy now. That handle's nice. That strap, that heavy-duty strap is going to be really nice when you got to walk around, because that's really going to come in handy having that nice wide strap. All right, now we're going to load it up the way what I intended this bag to be. This is what I needed the bag for. So I needed this bag in order to hold camera gear. So when I have to go out on a shoot. So I need my tablet, because my tablet communicates with both my cameras, and it has all the programs and the data storage all happens in my tablet. My 50mm lens. Now I can't just let it bounce around inside there, so I have a pad for it. So I put my 50mm lens inside the pad. I put it down in the corner of the bag. Now next is my full-size 80D body with battery pack and a 30mm lens on there, a fixed focal lens. This is a beast. Plus that lens also makes it a beast. So I fit these two things inside there. Now, that usually is not all that I take with me, because I take a second body and a second lens, because sometimes I want to have a 35mm look. So I bring my Fuji X Pro 2 with me. Now that can sit either right on top, or if I am on the train, this one stays around my neck, because, well, it's just nice to get a few snapshots when you're moving around. Now, the one thing that I can't load in here that I would really like to be able to hold would be my laptop, because my laptop, just like my tablet, has all the information, has a huge amount of data storage that I can send from the camera to its onboard memory cards. Would love to have that in there, but since I can't, I just use the tablet, which makes it a little bit lighter weight. Makes me look less like somebody who's walking around with a couple $1,000s in camera gear in their bag. And I just look like a guy with a nice green bag who's probably going down to the office to hang out for a few hours. So as you can see, the medium canvas gear bag from Saddleback has a lot of possibilities. It's just not a regular shoulder bag. You can actually turn this thing into a new type of bag for yourself. You just don't have to carry office stuff and regular stuff in there. You can figure out all kinds of great uses for this bag. Plus, the quality of the bag is there. It's an extremely well-made bag. It's going to be better than anything else that you're going to find at half the price. And the lifetime guarantee really sells me on the whole bag. It really makes me want to use the bag and abuse the bag and not have to worry about if I break something or tear something, because I know that Saddleback has got my back and that something they build they can take apart and fix. Hey, are you currently using a Saddleback bag? Please comment below. Let guys know which bag you're using, what you use it for, and whether or not it really has become a part of your life. Hey, if you're interested in seeing some detailed photos of this bag, remember to swing by to bootguy.com. I'll have a detailed blog posting with photos of all the little nooks and crannies, all the pockets, all the little rivets, and all the detailed sections that really makes this thing stand out and worth every penny that they're asking for it. Hey, please don't forget to hit my subscribe button below. It really helps out. And if you're interested, remember, you can always follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Hey, if you're about to pick up one of these wax canvas bags from Saddleback Leather Company and you just got a few questions, you want to know my honest opinion on whether or not the bag's going to be right for you, remember, you can always shoot me over an email. All right, until the next time, I'm the Boot Guy doing a review on a bag. So, thanks a lot for watching.